Tonight on Local 5 News at 6, we are just 2 hours away from the last Democratic presidential debate. Red, white, and blue lights in a symbol of thanks for all of the healthcare workers on the front lines fighting the coronavirus. Students here at Simpson College are having a very difficult time processing the fact that one of their professors was charged with murder.
Half of your precinct captains aren't from Iowa. They've never been to a caucus before. Does that worry you?
No, I think it's a sign of just how much enthusiasm there is for the campaign.
Eva Andersen live at the Sanders headquarters.
Flew in from D.C. about 5 days ago specifically to serve on that hotline, and I have to say he did express some nerves about how that was all going to work. So I think right now we're seeing that play out. You just watched live breaking coverage of Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds hosting a press conference on the coronavirus at the State Emergency Response Center. We have reached the point of community spread here in Iowa, is what she announced. What that means is they're not able to pinpoint the origin of each case.
If there's music in a jazz club, but no one there to hear it, was it ever truly played? That's a question Max Wellman is trying to answer. As a co-owner of Noche Jazz Club in Des Moines, nowadays he's processing more refunds than selling tickets.
We'll go ahead and request the refund today.
For concerts that could never take place due to COVID-19.
We're facing down a 95% loss of revenue during this time. I mean, it really is a complete shutdown.
A loss of money, a loss of music. But for the Des Moines native, it's also a loss of connecting with the loyal crowds he's been entertaining here since age 15.
For me personally, that's something that I completely feed off of. I love not only performing for people, but in a space like this.
So in that space last Friday, with two of his favorite musicians, he went out on a limb and put on a concert for no one.
Good evening, everyone. There's no clapping because there's no one here. Happy quarantining, everyone.
No one he could see, that is.
We pretended that it was a fancy night out and changed out of our work-at-home pajamas.
Elizabeth Lewin was watching with her husband. Noche's first virtual concert on Facebook Live during the pandemic became their date night.
You could actually see how many people at home were watching it at any given time.
To Max's surprise, more than 300.
Being a little weirded out as soon as the record button was hit. It was like, oh wait, this is different. There's a lot of people watching, but I cannot see them.
There were virtual claps and virtual hecklers. And it could have been the dance break from Max's 2-year-old, but the concert generated dozens of contributions, ranging from $1 to $500, all from the loyal people who are the reason Max loves his job.
That is the extra sauce that makes the place special. You know, it's what people bring to the place. It's all of the things that people celebrate here and the relationships that start here. And my romance doesn't need a thing.
So Max's music is still being played and still being heard. But now his music is a prayer to bring more people together in person once more.
One of their professors was charged with murder. A student who I spoke with earlier today says this afternoon he caught wind that police officers were on campus in McNeil Hall going through a faculty member's items, and within the hour he broke the news to the student body as to why.
It's crazy. It says professor charged with first-degree murder. Like, that's unreal.
Gunnar Davis can hardly believe the headline in his college newspaper, even though he wrote it.
I've just been really trying to process it with everybody else.
As editor-in-chief of the Simpsonian,
The fact that this news happened is kind of devastating to the Simpson community.
Gunnar was tasked with informing students that one of their professors was charged with kidnapping and murdering her husband. It's something he is still grappling with.
It's really unbelievable, to be honest. So.
Where I actually got the story was from the Simpsonian.
Miles Leonard said it was a story that no one expected.
You know, people have been tweeting about it all day and retweeting it.
Even reaching his family in Wisconsin.
My parents have already called me twice because they were worried.
On the small campus, nearly everyone in a state of shock.
Even if you don't personally know the professor, you have a friend who's been in a class with the professor in the past, or even maybe currently in a class, you at least know someone who's experienced like working with that professor.
It's a touchy subject, so.
Gunner says he knows his job isn't over, and he'll keep bringing answers to students.
Delivering out more information about what this is and what happened.
Even though this is a story
People are a little bit heartbroken right now because that's their professor.
he never hoped to tell.
Every single one of us have our downsides in life.
And for Iowa actor Dylan Yeager, one downside right now is being restricted from making movies.
Not being able to go out and film it's heartbreaking.
Now, instead of filmmaking, he's on the front lines, a healthcare worker in eastern Iowa.
My day job's my main priority right now, and of course my family.
But he wanted to keep his film family connected during quarantine and came up with a competition.
I was like, well, what if we start doing like a self-isolating cell phone challenge?
A weekly virtual film festival coming to life from your living rooms. The challenge has just a few rules. It must be filmed entirely in your home with the people and things that you can find there. Also, the whole thing must be filmed on your phone, because sometimes your phone is the only thing you really need. Okay, let's get to the real submissions.
I never wanna lock you down.
There was Quarantine Cats and Ricky Funko, a film using multiple actors who are each isolating from their separate homes.
If you can't find a date, then Derek and I don't want you to come.
And then there was the one that lit the whole contest on fire.
Weinstein, quarantine, here comes COVID-19. Big banks, Tom Hanks, travel now banned.
Complete with Clorox wipes and face masks, Rob Merritt and his wife Megan submitted a parody of Billy Joel's We Didn't Start the Fire. Instead, this year is a dumpster fire.
Trying to find humor, because all of those things help people to get through. As you can see, there's the sunglasses.
Merritt tacked a green screen to his bookcase to place him and his cat in flames. The result? Tens of thousands of views.
I was trying to make people laugh, and I was trying to submit something to the film contest.
And seeing so many tap into creativity during this storm is what Dylan says he knew Iowans were capable of all along.
Don't let this pandemic we're going through kill any dreams, because you can find creative ways to still be creative. You just got to use your imagination.